Hello guys and welcome back to another video with me, SliversFX, and this Gothic II New Balance 5.0 Nightmare. Today we're gonna be tackling some quests that we haven't finished yet in the city and get our apprenticeship with one of the masters. Which one will we take? We shall see. So first off, we're gonna go see Skip, but not before almost getting pummeled by just these two goblins. Fortunately, I did have a lucky streak there of killing both of them at once. But nonetheless, I have to heal up. Only having 82 HP is not that good at the beginning of the game, but we'll get there soon enough. So there's a lot of stuff around here that can be picked up for free. You don't even need lock picking. For example, there's one chest in that old tower, and there's two chests next to Skip in both of the tents. We're also gonna kill all the goblins that are lurking around here. So the first one was on the shore, and the next one is next to this broken shack, where we'll also find some easy accessible coal. If you're already out of coal or you need to give some coal to Carl, here's where you find some. So the Will-o'-the-Wisp also picks up coal, as we said in the last video. It also picks up seashells. And I also have to apologize for this flickering of the screen through the game when talking to people. It only will happen in this video, I believe, because there was like a bug or something. And it keeps happening, even when you skip or if you don't skip. So I just hope you don't have any kind of, you know, backlash. So here we have Skip, who tells us where the bandits have taken the people that are missing in town and where to find their leader, which is Dexter. Here we have two chests that I just talked about, and a few gold coins inside of it as well, which will always come in handy. For those that don't know, Nightmare mode is a lot more gold heavy on the player than it is in normal mode. Here we have the goblins, goblin plant, and the dragon root is almost near it as well, but we just need to kill this mole rat while we're at it and pick up the dragon root so we can give it to, well, show it to Constantino. Unlike in the base game, you don't give any of the plants to Constantino if you gather all of them to become his apprentice. In the base game, you have to give him all of them away. Here, he just, oh, you have all of them, keep them. Nice, you know all of them. Now we're gonna go towards the harbor area and check out what else we can do. We've already completed Garvel's quest, so we're gonna talk to Laris here and see if we can well, do nothing because I just saw myself doing something else instead, which is gambling over here. Now gambling is just like in real life, so you have to save beforehand before you even start gambling. What I would call this game is Texas Hold'em dice, like a poker game, similar to that, but much simpler. And they also fixed it for some reason, because there were certain pairs or flushes or full houses that just didn't make sense, and they would lose against something like I don't know, 3 of a kind. So here I will try to max out everything that I can. I think I lose once and I win everything else. At the end of the day, you can make 300 gold for each of these players that have this option. And yes, gold is very scarce in this mod, unfortunately. So you have to get it everywhere and anywhere you can. So we got another 2 pairs of 5s and 6s, and we won for the last time when we got 300 golds in total, which is nice. I'm gonna talk to, I don't know who we talk to next. Let's see. I think we'd go talk to Pablo next, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. This was recorded almost a week ago now, but I still haven't recorded the voice, so we're doing this now. Ah yes, we're gonna go see the alchemist Innos. We're gonna try to steal from him and then erase his memory by using the Oblivion spell and basically just finishing his quest that he gave us to do in the first place. Now reason I also picked up a little more stamina earlier to have 100 is to actually get away from him without any issues. Because if you just run normal at the normal speed instead of sprinting, then he will follow you basically forever. And here we can still pick up everything else that is in his house. Unfortunately, his chest does not need lockpicking either, so you can just pick up everything in the house that's left over. There's also a little potion behind the alchemist bench, by the way. Next, we're checking out what other quest we have to do. And I believe we're gonna go see Pablo now, if I'm not mistaken. It could be something else. Oh no, it was Beltram in first. So we tell him about Skip, and we're gonna do the deal for him for Skip, which is gonna be later.
What do you?
I'm checking here for a red pepper that Zurus has, but we're gonna have a hard time finding a white rum, which is also part of the quest for Farim. And I keep searching for it, but it's not in Corinnes, unfortunately. So I'll have to search for other places outside the city.
Stock up on good weapons and with good steel.
I was looking for Corrigan here, but I didn't find him until I was outside. But he also didn't have a white rum, unfortunately. He does have a lot of other stuff, but no white rum in the first chapter. Since Costantino is not in his laboratory, we just grab everything without anybody noticing. Sure, we're robbing people now, but that's how you get rich in this game, by picking everything. And we're also gonna make a honey tobacco that we still haven't done for Abujin. Just one, of course. One is enough. You can also make the other two once you find the wheat and mushrooms. And the weed one is for the gardener that's in the upper quarter, and the mushroom one is for Dar that is at the owner's camp. Just for some extra experience in case you wanted to know. I'm gonna take a look at our quests to see where we go next. I'm gonna go down to the harbor again.
What are you cooking?
And that's probably one of the sweetest people in the town, and yet she's the poorest as well. Well, one of the poorest. If you like open her chest in her dorm or house in this case, I think she has a total of 12 gold inside.
That's not what I heard.
So in this case, since she lost a statue of Innos, we need to get it back. And one of them is hiding right here in the Corinnes' warehouse, guarded by Mills and his companion. Now, since there's two of them, this requires some strategy. So we are going to use a spell called Fireball. We can only use it once until we replenish our mana. But I think with two fireballs, they will go down quite easily. I'm still checking if I have any extra buffs that I can take right away. But unfortunately, I do not. So here I saved because I failed this like 4 times. And you didn't have to watch all of that. And I grabbed Mills alone. And another fireball in case he's still sort of alive. Let's see where he is. And that's how you basically beat him. Now, one tip when using spells, especially fireball spells, fire-based spells. If you use a spell and then quickly switch to your weapon, like within less than a second, then the fireball will not be doing any fire damage afterwards, the debuff. It will just do the initial damage. Why is like that and they never fixed it, I'm not sure. So here I killed Mills and I saved again just in case his partner is still around. He's on the bottom floor, but I didn't know that at the time. So I just made sure to get in check in case I needed to kill him, but I said I was gonna do it later. So I just grabbed the chest instead. Alright, chest number 1 is taken. Now for chest number 2. This is also where the statue of Innos is, I believe. And a little schnapps to take on the way. And now we can go back to Era. Once you bring a statue to Era, her quest will finish, and you can also ask Carl for how much he charges for strength training. Of course, oh yeah, of course. We also need to inform Lamar that we got rid of his debtor, which is also an important step to becoming a citizen of the town, or in this case, the craftsman talking to us. So we got a statue of Innos for Etta. And we're gonna go also talk to Carl. And he's gonna tell us that since we helped Etta, he's gonna teach us strength for free, but that's not the problem. We're just getting 100 experience for that. That's what we wanted. Alright, what is next? Pablo is a guard that shifts his station, I believe, every 6 hours, or is it every 8 hours? I'm not sure. I think it's every 8.
But Innos beheld what Beliar had done.
How do you like my clothes?
Yes, that's
What's next?
now you for some and he will it is try to
And since we got already all the lower craftsmen's or the harbor area approved, I believe it's now time to... Oh, I think I missed one apparently. Let us check. Ah yes, I think we missed Halvar, because we never opened the clams or the seashells to give him the oysters. So the more people you gain the trust of, the more experience you will get from finishing the quest with Pablo. And the max is 700, by the way. So of course we need to go talk to Halvar and give him the oysters. Otherwise this wouldn't be maximally profitable. Going back to Pablo now.
Now that's typical.
Pablo's still in the same spot since he's standing there for quite a long time. And I can ask him, so what do they tell you about me? And you gain 700 experience if you've done all the quests for the people of the harbor area. And now we can actually talk to the masters or the craftsmen in the lower part of town.
What can I
Mateo will want 100 gold that Greta still owes him. Greta is the niece of the craftsman Torben. And since she keeps borrowing money, Torben is always poor. But since we don't really care, we just get the money from her by extorting her. Which means either you give us the gold or we'll sell all of your clothing instead. Here is also Bosper, who wants the 6 wolf skins for him. But we need to learn how to actually skin the wolves. In case you didn't know, if you learn this from Bosper, it is cheaper than learning it from Bartok or any other person by I think 30% or so, or 40%. Torben here will want us to get the blessings of Alenos and Innos. Blessing, of course, is absolutely free from Aranos, and if you've watched our second episode, then you've already gotten the Blessing from Innos for 10 gold. You can also get it for free if you go all the way to the monastery, of course, but at this point and on Nightmare mode, that is quite almost impossible. So we talk to as well Harrod. He will ask us for an orc weapon, and Constantino, who wants us to bring him all the possible herbs that are made for mixing in the alchemy. Vatras will give us a blessing. Now if you ask for our blessing multiple times, which will cost you 200 gold from then on, it will give you mana regeneration. I believe it's 1 every 3 seconds. It's not bad, especially for the beginning. I think the 200 gold exchange, especially if you are trying to use some spells, is not that bad at all. So here we have another bloodfly. Can't save, but we'll try and kill it. It's just a small bloodfly after all. And what we need to do is get an orc weapon that they have reinstated in the bandit camp that's near the city to the north. Of course, there's gonna be a couple of wolves here that we need to get rid of first. 2, in fact. Wolves, if they are alone, they are the easiest to actually get rid of because they're very predictable. Unfortunately, if they hit you in one, they kill you in one go. There we go, 2 down. 1 more rat in this cave to go, and we'll get our orc weapon. The rat's also down. And the orc weapon should be somewhere in between all of these mushrooms and... well, it's lying on the floor. So you should be able to see it. There we go. Crush pack. Or crush pack. That's another quest done for Harrod. And now we just need a King's Sorrel for Constantino. So I believe we are going towards Lobard's farm, where one spawns after you talk to Constantino in the first place. I'm not sure if you have to talk to Constantino or it was Zurus who spawns one of those King Sorrels. The scavengers were still here. I left them because I wanted the meat as well. Everything is money or everything is food if you need it. There we go. So we have bleeding damage and we have burning damage. I wanted to do something in between before I got to Lobard's farm. And that is to get some little extra experience. And I believe I also encountered Valentino here, which we can beat up. Since he's already in the cemetery. This is the easiest time to beat him up. I think he comes here at 5 PM and leaves back to town at 7. And nobody's watching you, so it's pretty simple. He's also one of the lowest HP NPCs in the game. But you get 200 gold from him, his key, and his cane. You can tell Regis later when you come back to town that you beat him up, he will give you a ring. And then you can bring this ring to Corrigan in the tavern and you give him the ring forward and get a little extra experience since the ring doesn't give you actually anything special. Gonna ask Hilda for another piece of soup. Or stew in this case. And we're gonna go up the mountain and get rid of the field raiders. Which we couldn't do in episode 1. Now that we have 30% extra one-handed ability, that is not really a problem. I didn't even have to reload there. What a guy. I didn't activate the switches here yet. I will do that later when Cavaleron is actually here. But for now, we need the King Sorrel that is right next to the Swamp Gatherer's hut. And we can also talk to the leader and tell Lobart that there's nothing to be afraid of.
Hey, you.
We level up and we can continue. Another few extra learning points from here on. Let's see what Lobart has to say. Oh, never mind. I never actually talked to him. In this case, we can talk to Matteo first.
Here's your
10 gold, 100 gold pieces. We talk to Regis, which he gives us a ring, as noted earlier. We can also talk to Bosper. We found the 6 wolf skins instead of getting them. And if you already haven't noticed, I will sign up with Harrod because Harrod is the easiest money up front in the out of all of the masters or the craftsmen. We give him the orc weapon, and we also need to talk to Constantino. That's just some extra experience, by the way. And I believe I actually forgot to talk to Thorben here.
about the. I've got a.
But we're gonna go with Harrod
I want to sign.
just because, as I said, it's easy money. And if you know why it's easy money, well, once you learn how to smelt iron ore and mine iron ore, he will teach you how to also craft weapons. And those weapons only need iron instead of anything else, like magic ore or special things like pitch or even plants. So that's all for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next episode.
Yeah, you.